In the heart of nature's embrace, where tranquility meets innovation, lies a hidden gem that promises a unique escape like no other. Whether you seek an adventurous getaway or a peaceful retreat, this property offers a myriad of experiences tailored to your desires.
And here we are at Lilypod, an off-grid, self-sufficient romantic getaway. I wonder who could have come up with such an incredible idea.
Hi, my name's Kyle and I'm the owner of Lilypod. It's an interesting journey if you consider what I used to do. I was predominantly doing like property developing and building stuff for other people. And I'm a really creative person and I love to like doodle, come up with something, and I want to be able to express kind of who I am. I knew I needed to change role. I knew I needed to do something else that just let me just feel more like I was in my zone of genius, but I knew I needed it to be something different. And so that was where Lilypod started, but it hadn't formed then, it was just an idea.
The entrance of the pod is actually accessed via this wooden pontoon. Now, I don't think I've ever had to cross a wooden pontoon to get to an Airbnb before.
No, it is literally floating.
So let's talk a little bit about this exterior. How incredible does that look, Tom?
Yeah, I love the colour.
Yeah, it was actually subject to the ancient art of sujiban. So it's a Japanese kind of craft, and it burns the outside of the building, but in a very sustainable way, so it's protected from the water. Kyle is so big on sustainability, so having that really natural way of protecting the outside was super key in this whole design.
And it's not just about the design, it's about feel, isn't it? It's about making something that when you enter it as an experience, you can tell everything's handmade, you can tell it's been made with love, and you can tell that it's been put together by someone who really deeply cares about what they're designing and what they've made. So as I mentioned about being able to, from the ground up, design and put what you want in, I'm really practical. So I've actually built everything here. We went through a few iterations on how it should work, and the trial and the error. There's a lot of error. There's always research and development when you do something like this. But that's just journey time, and that's just almost the best time. So you refine it and you get it to work, and sometimes you just have happy accidents. There are loads of happy accidents in there. The translation from drawing to then physically building it yourself, yeah, it's a lovely process. I really enjoy it.
Now come over here, Tom. I have something really exciting to show you.
Is that a hammock?
Yes, it is, and it's actually cantilevered 6 meters under the pod.
Whoa.
So of course I'm going to get in.
Yeah, she's getting in.
Oh.
How's that?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I could fall asleep. Yeah. This is going to be my afternoon nap spot later.
I like how you can see through.
Yeah. Tom, there's actually so many fish underneath me right now.
That's so cool.
It's kind of weird. I feel like they're going to bite my bum, but this place is literally thriving with wildlife.
We are really fortunate. Before we came down here, we had an amazing amount of species. So this was an old fishing lake. It wasn't heavily used, but it's certainly used. I'm glad that there's no fishing down here anymore, because the carp have become more used to us being here, and they will come up to your pod, and they do demand food. And they do that by kind of coming to the water, and they'll suck at the water, almost like they're talking to you. It's the most amazing thing. And some of them are 40 years old, so they're about this big. And they're beautiful animals to see. Then you get the feeders that are on top, so you just get swallows and house martins, and you'll see them constantly feeding around here. It's beautiful.
Now that we've set the scene for this floating sanctuary, met the owner Kyle and given you a brief tour of the exterior, I think it's time that we head inside the Lilypod and see where we're going to be spending our night. We can see from the exterior that the square footage inside this pod is not all that, but that's why every square foot counts. And as you come in, this really just opens up to you, and I love how we can just see all of the exposed timber, really raw, super sustainable, and all sourced from Devon.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
It's stunning.
Coming this way, Jazz, we've got the bed. This is where we're going to be spending our night's slumber.
It looks very comfy.
It is very cozy, and I love that it's positioned where you can see out of the glass at that side, and you have all of these dancing reflections off the water.
Yeah. There's also the window above, so I bet in the night you can proper stargaze because there's no light pollution.
No light pollution whatsoever. Behind this mural is the ensuite. As we open it up, we can see that we have the shower just here to my left, your right, and the waterless composting toilet. So sustainable at every corner of this place. And like I mentioned, we have this mural here. It's actually a heron.
Oh yeah.
An animal that is very sentimental to Kyle.
And this pod, we call it Heron Pod, and that's why we've got our heron, you know, little statue over there. That's because there's a beautiful pair of herons that are around here. And for me, how to describe a heron for me? It's like my totem bird. It's like like a power animal. That's exactly it. And so when I see a heron, it's my good luck. I'm just like, boom. And it's little things like that. And so my first visit down here, 2 herons flying around, and I was just like, I think I found the lake. This is me. This is where I'm at.
As we move over towards the kitchen, you can see that we have everything that you need for a weekend stay. I mean, all the essentials.
Oh yeah.
If you were staying here for one night like we are, probably just going to chill out, maybe go out, grab some food, leave this as it is. But if you did want a table, these are on rollers, you can kind of pull it out.
Yeah.
It really makes use of the space, you know?
So convenient as well.
Here we have the log burner, not something that we'll be using tonight, I don't think, because it is pretty hot right now.
Definitely.
But I can imagine in the winter, this is a bit of a godsend.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be mist on the water in the mornings in the winter, and that sounds magical.
It does sound magical.
Now, let's head outside. Not only is there so much that you can spot just sat here, so if you are feeling a bit lazy like I am tonight, probably just gonna kick it, enjoy the views, see all the fish, all of the wildlife, but there's actually so much to do in the surrounding area too. So join us over the next couple of days as we show you everything that you can do when you come and stay at the Lilypod.
Later, we made use of the kitchen and I cooked us some yummy Cajun chicken with rice. The alcohol had obviously entered my system at this point as I sang Tom my rendition of some of ABBA's greatest hits. We then sat down for dinner.
How was it?
Very yummy. Scrabble was the night's board game of choice, to which I ended up winning, and we ended our day by gazing upon the millions of stars in the sky. The next morning, we woke up with a sense of adventure and went to explore the estate.
So the farm has diversified quite heavily. Their biggest thing at the moment, and the one the guests can enjoy so much, is the vineyard. So all the vineyards themselves have been around for about 15 years. It takes quite a long time, I think, for those vines to get to maturity and then actually produce that wine. And now they're producing award-winning wine. Now, during the COVID period, they actually utilised that time when everything was a bit more quiet to build themselves a really beautiful cafe and restaurant. And on the side of that is also a processing plant. So now they are what's called single estate. So they grow the vine, everything gets looked after here and then finally bottled here, even labelled here, everything's all in-house.
The cafe definitely lived up to its reputation. Tom started with a cappuccino and a cheeky biscuit before we indulged in an incredible breakfast. I mean, that poached egg was perfect, as you can tell by Tom's face. After that, we headed back to the pod, eager to get out onto the lake. The weather was on our side and we only had one mission in mind: the waterfall. Tom secured the boat in the small cove and hopped out. He was ready for his freezing cold natural shower and was able to warm up again under the midday sun.
So we're currently on the boat with the pod in the background and we're joined by some geese. Hey guys.
The geese turned out to be very friendly and followed us literally everywhere. However, they did have a tendency to mistake fingers for food.
Now I hope everybody has enjoyed this video half as much as we enjoyed our stay here. If you want to book your own Lilypod adventure, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below for you to do that. Now only 18% of you guys are currently subscribed to the channel. So if you want to see better and better luxury home and Airbnb tours, be sure to do that so we can bring you the best content possible. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video, comment down below, maybe comment for the geese, and we'll see you in the next one.